Hello everyone, and Happy New Year's from OroBeast2468. Um, as usual, I would have an Evo deck profile or a different profile, but I've been playtesting a different deck. I've been using more Atlanteans, and because I'm Macro Rabbit being everywhere, because anyone can build it, which is a real game killer, that no diversity in the game at all, I decided to go into my old Evo deck. Um, uh, This is a different build than when I used last week because it makes use of hand a lot better, but I like this build better. So, um, without any further ado, let's get on with the deck. Um, but in this deck build, there's different alterations that people usually don't run, but there's actually good combos that you can pull off with them, and this deck will work out so nicely when we get Brotherhood of the Fire Fist, Lion Emperor, which that comes out in like 2 weeks from now, or 2 weeks in a sneak peek, 3 weeks when the set's legal. Daigusto Emerald when he becomes legal, and thank God I got my DT. And when we get Volcanosaurus in the TCG in February, last time I checked. So let's get on with the deck. I run 7 evol tiles total, and I have a reason for that. Let's start off with the best one. What is though? Flip face up, special summon an evil tile from your deck. He plays himself. That's what makes him so good. Next we have Nijajo. There's a love-hate relationship between me and Nijajo because, well, his effect is if this card on the field is tributed, you can special summon one Evil monster from your deck. So it's like he has to be tributed for his own effect to go off. But he has good defense. He's really good defense, but it's just he requires another card to go off, and he explodes, but he can explode so fast that the deck doesn't have enough time to recycle itself. I mean, with Power Avarice at 1, that kind of kills this deck, and that's why this deck doesn't top at YCS as much as it used to when Duality was at 3 by Michael Grant, and he main deck Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. And the last level tile, I'm bringing this guy back. Evoltile Odonto. Now, what makes him so special? When this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Evolsaur monster from your hand. So his rulings is similar to Stratos, where if I normal summon him and my opponent decides to Torrential, you can't even bottomless. But like Torrential or Compulse, his effect still goes off because the requirement has been met. When normal summon, then you can. There's quite a few combos that you can pull off with him in this, and I really like it because it works with this format of how much back row this deck has, and at the same time he helps solve the deck's issue of having swords in hand. But I'm gonna get into the combos later, but right now let's get into the more on the deck list. So personally, I like Odonto more than Nijajo because Odonto plays himself and he makes use of those dead swords in hand, which now it's not a bad thing anymore, so it makes the deck more versatile. Anyway, to the swords. We have Triple Serrato. They're all the Evil swords getting their effects when they're special summoned by the effect of an Evil tile. So, when he's summoned by an Evil tile, he gains 200 attack, so he becomes 21, and at the same time, when he destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get a free search. So basically, run over Thunder Kings for 200, then get a free search. Diplo, he's your MST, summon by a tile, target spell and trap, blow it up, run them at 2, and if Odonto's in hand, special summon, you get to use the dead Diplo. Volcano's the same way, except he's a Darius. When he's summoned, you get to special summon a Evolsaur from your graveyard, but it can't attack though. But you just use him for XP summons, that's all he is used for. And then, funny card of the deck, 2 Darwinos. Now, why do I consider Darwino a funny card? He is part of the Odonto combos that you can pull off, and with this build, he works very, very nicely. He makes your Odonto useful. He's 2,200 attack for a reason. And his effect targets, so it's like, okay, target, Spirit Reaper, actually, it's targeted, it automatically blows up. And you can also screw with opponent XC plays. But anyway, sorry for that pause, my dad was just coming in checking what I'm doing. But other than that, with what he does is when he's summoned by a tile, target a monster on the field, one face-up monster, face up, and increase that target's level up to 2. Now, like I said, destroy Spirit Reaper, mess up Xe plays for your opponent, but he makes Odonto playable. He makes Odonto not such a dead card. And especially with him in hand, Odonto is like necessary, but I'm going to get into that later on. So let's continue on with the deck. And that's it for the monsters. I don't like Gores and all that because I always keep a field. I always keep a field with this deck. So let's get into the evol tiles. So, the spells. So we have triple evol diversity. Everyone uses this to get their evol tiles out. But with Odonto, I can search out my source if I want to, and I can just summon them from there. Because this card's effect states, add one evol tile or evol sword monster from your deck to your hand. You can activate one evol diversity per turn, which is pretty good for this deck. Next, triple evol force. You need it. With Nijajo, you explode. You can make your dead Odontos playable. Personally, I like to keep my Wezzles on the field because their defense is great. Triple enemy controller. Now, why triple? People run 1. I do see the reason behind 1 because they run 2 Nijajo, and since so many Forbidden Lances are being played, the Nijajo combo with enemy controller kind of dies out a little bit. But with this, and this actually contributes to the Odonto Darwino combo I have mentioned earlier, which I'm going to get into that later. But he helps with your Nijajo plays, and he also makes your opponent's big monsters go defense, and you can beat them. Avarice, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm. 2 Forbidden Lances, great card of this format, I don't care, and 2 Mystical Size Wounds. So that's that. Now, into the traps. So, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Warning, 2 Deep Prison, 2 Compulse, and probably the funniest tech I ever included was 1 Tyrant's Temper. Now, what does Tyrant's Temper do? We have tribute 1 monster to activate this card. All face-up monsters that I own, or it would be with the new text, tribute 1 monster. All face-up monsters I control are unaffected by other trap cards, and it's a continuous. Now, why do I run this? Well, let's see. Nijajo, I tribute Nijajo. I get protection against opponent's traps. At the same time, I get a free summon. It makes use of dead evol tiles / dead evol swords on the field, and gives me protection overall. Yeah, he's not a bad card. When I play him, my opponent cannot play Fissure, Compulse, Bottomless, Mirror Force, all that. This card's just flat out funny. I just ran it because I had the 1 more extra spot, so, and that turned out to be helpful. Compulse is the best card in the format right now. Deep Prison, we have big beaters, just banish them. Then Solemn Brigade. Okay, so that's it for the main deck. Now time for the extra. 2 Lagias, Ultimate Rare First Ed. Had them since they came out. 2 Dokas, not Tinkas, original First Ed Secrets, still in good condition. 1 Solda, because I have 2 Darwinos in here, and Nijajo Force, Solda. And we're going from rank 5 to rank 3. Terraz, Zenmayo are the only rank 5s. I might kick out Terraz for when Volcanosaurus comes out, because Volcanosaurus burns damage and cleans the field for the opponent. Clears the field. Then we got rank 4s, Cowboy, Pearl, Shockmaster, Utopia, Menstroke, and Photon Popperoperative. I'm still trying to figure out what to take out for when Emerald comes out, or when Emerald becomes legal, because 15 cards in here. But if I would have to choose, I would have to choose maybe the Shockmaster, because I barely go into Shockmaster, and I win without Shockmaster. Who knows? But time will tell. Time will tell. And then the rank 3s, the Riviere, Zen mains, because of all the Dino Rabbit players, get the level 3 out. Get the level 3s, overlay, get him, bring back their banished dinosaur, and then I overlay. And Zen mains is Zen mains, but once we get Flame Emperor, he's getting kicked out for that. And that's the extra deck. Now, like I mentioned, combos with this guy, with any of the swords, but that's common sense. Darwino, enemy control, Darren's Temper, and usually a Weslow. Alright, so how do these 5 work each other out? Alright, so this is what I usually do, and I do this on DM a lot, and people say, what the heck did you just do? And it's like, yeah, it's called, I just have, like, got free heavy hitters. So, usually I go for my Weslow, got flipped, it's defense position, and I usually, like, draw my MST or Forbidden Lance, but then I have these 2 in hand. Well, I would go normal summon, special summon, Darwino. Now, what can I do here? I have numerous things, because usually I draw my enemy controller, and/or I have this set. So, his effect, I can change his level to a 3. So I can overlay with the Weslow, then go for Zen mains, but in this case it will be Brotherhood. Because Brotherhood's effect is detach 1 XP material to target a fire monster in the graveyard, target the monster I just detached, and I get to return it back to my hand. But I cannot normal summon or special summon the monster that I just returned to my hand, or any monster with that name for this turn. So, and he's 2200 attack, and requires 2 level 3 fire monsters. So, Darwino, Odonto, and usually a face-up Weslow, which I get like 95% of the time because first players cannot outrun this. I usually just get that, boom, and there you go. Now, what with enemy controller? Alright, there's some funny plays I can pull off here. For one, let's say my opponent has a monster that's level 3 or level 4, and I do this combo. Odonto, Darwino. I can change his level to 3 or 4, and then I would enemy controller, tribute the Darwino, give me their monster, and overlay, right? Or, if let's say my opponent has a level 3, and I want to bump it up to a 5, enemy control my Odonto, take control, level 5, overlay, give me my Zenmayo, or Volcanosaurus, or Terras, or whatever I'm playing. There's so many combos that you can pull off with this guy alone. There's so many combos you can pull off with this guy, and I'm surprised no one uses it. I've seen OCG builds use him, and they've used the crap out of him. But that's the OCG. OCG and TCG are different, but we're slowly becoming more like them because they're getting all the exclusives that we have. I mean, Dino Rabbit is not over there. They don't run macro as much. They did previously, but then I decided to drop it because Verts is a lot better. I'm also considering that when I play the Nijajo Evil Force, I run out of targets, and when I don't draw my Avarice, I lose a duel. So, instead, and then I have the swords in hand, which is the biggest pet peeve I have with this deck. Nijajo, and they're requiring another card for him to go off. So, I'm thinking of this. Like with the newest OCG builds, which you can find here on YouTube, they just take a while to find. I'm actually considering on running these cards. Evil Instant will make your Odonto like a Nijajo because you can summon a sword from your hand and then summon a sword from your deck. So you're using 2 swords. But the best part is you're not using directly from your deck, and you still keep targets in your deck, and you get to make use of your hand when you're playing Odonto. That's what I like about it, using the instant. And then, instead of the Darwinos, I would run the Peltas then, if I'm doing it. And then, 1 to 2 of these cards, Degen Force. Because Tribute a Dinosaur, and I get to special summon 2 level 3 or lower reptile monsters from my hand and or graveyard. So, let's say I have 2 Wesels in graveyard, and tribute a dinosaur. I get my volcano play set up, 2 Weslows, overlay, boom. I get myself a rank 3 and whatnot. So this card acts like a mini Monster Reborn, and it gives you instant Xe Sound. But that's just me. And from what I've seen the past few weeks when Japan got those TCG imports, they've been using this like crazy. Because Odonto, Alis, and then play this, get another Alis or Terras for a free 24 beater, and then go Soda. Yeah, and they don't really use Najajo that much, but they run Odonto, Weslo, and Najajo a lot, so I'm just doing it based off of that. And through play testing, I'm surprised that no one thinks of these combos because they're good. They're good. From playing this deck for a long time, I like that combo more, but I'm still toying around with the deck, and I like it how it is right now. And this deck is meant for when the new stuff comes out, so I will be running this when everything comes out, but I'm still toying with it. But anyway, that's the evol deck profile. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hearing me out. If you guys sticked around after I revealed I use Odonto, because if someone uses a bad card, or they would call it a bad card, and then I show using it, people usually log out and not watch the video anymore. But if you guys stuck around after I announced Odonto, I thank you for hearing me out. Rate, subscribe, comment. I want to hear what you guys think. And if you guys have any deck builds, I am willing to try them out. Just send me a deck list, and I'll tell you how they go. Because, yeah, I really want to make this deck perfect. And I am not running the Jurak engine. Just keeping that out there. I am not running the Jurak engine. But other than that, thanks for watching. Have a good New Year, and hope to hear from you all soon. Thank you.